I'm Sammy Davis, and this is Some Dumb News. Hey, let's start off with some quick updates. First, in a turn of events that should shock no one, Donald Trump is in trouble for his NFT drop. It looks as though the former president used slightly altered images from a clothing company, sometimes altering the color or adding Trump branding to the original images. Next, Elon Musk is not stepping down yet. After his own poll ended with nearly 58% of participants stating that they wanted Musk out as CEO, the world's second richest man announced that future policy polls would be reserved only for paying users. It seems Musk falls into the philosophical camp of democracy that sees voting as a privilege, not a right. Recently, Musk stated that he would be stepping down, but first, he had to find someone foolish enough to replace him. It will be interesting if Musk finds anyone who fits his particular standards for leadership, knowing that Musk kind of believes that human rights are a thing of the past. He's probably in the interviewing process saying, "Now, should employees be allowed to go home at night?" Let's move on to the news. In Michigan, a mother has been charged for multiple crimes after allegedly cyberbullying several students, including her own daughter. Kendra Licari was a basketball coach at her daughter's school, and in early 2021, she started sending messages to her daughter and other students. The mother tried to hide her IP address and used fake phone numbers to disguise herself, but when law enforcement began investigating, they found Licari's IP address popping in before and after sending the messages. And when they confronted Licari, she confessed. I always wonder what the motivation is when it comes to people who have decided to specifically bully someone. Like, they probably know enough details about that person that when they start sending these messages, the person might be able to say, this person knows so much about me, I have to know them. Then I also wonder, is it like an attention-seeking strategy? Like, did this mother want her daughter to show up in the news, so she manufactured some cyberbullying? Of course, it didn't pay off because she was then arrested for it. In the UK, bishops from the Church of England are against the deportation of refugees out of the UK. And during a discussion about the subject, Tory MP Jonathan Gullis became frustrated with the bishops. He declared that too many bishops are using their pulpit to preach. I can't believe that he let those words come out of his own mouth. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm of the opinion that when religious leaders start trying to influence voter decisions, that is dangerous to democracy. You get these religious leaders who are able to suggest that your eternal soul is tied to your vote, and so there is a danger to having bishops and preachers going on the pulpit and talking about politics. On the other hand, it is refreshing when someone actually starts teaching what, the Bible actually preaches instead of making up their own version of the Bible. Gullis claims that these bishops are just out of touch with the opinions of the people since, they are beholden to people and not their God. But we're not finished with the UK yet. No, British nurses are on strike demanding pay hikes that go 5% above inflation. During a discussion on the issue, one audience member pointed out that nurses are given special training and then trusted with our health, so they should get a raise. Then another Tory member of parliament, Simon Clarke, claimed that if he worked in the private sector, he could be getting paid close to £300,000 or £400,000. Clarke currently earns about £84,000 per year compared to nurses who average about £34,000 a year. Clarke claims he got special training and, other members of parliament got special training, but they don't get any special pay increases. But of course, he's already getting paid more than a nurse who had to get training for how to save a life But what do you think? Go ahead and jump down in the comments and let me know. Should politicians be paid more than nurses? And while you're leaving that comment, let's jump over to Washington, D.C., where council members are exploring ways to boost tourism. And they recently settled on an idea I'm sure they think is very clever: taxing tourists 1% more. Beginning in April of 2023, tourists will pay 16% taxes to locals' 15% taxes. This, of course, is an effort to raise money for advertising and tourism awareness. But I think it's going to be a hard sell to get tourists to come in knowing that they're going to be paying more than a local. To be fair, everything that I saw said this was related to hotel rooms, and that hotel rooms for out-of-staters would be charged more. I don't know if they're going to be looking for IDs if you go into a McDonald's. Now, this next story shouldn't come as a surprise, but it turns out that technology is tracking us. Specifically, a test version of a Roomba has been recording video and images and sending its data back to human beings. Human beings who then upload it to private social media groups. Some of the images include a woman on a toilet and a child looking at the Roomba. In the article linked below, iRobot claimed that this version of the Roomba was not a consumer product and that the humans testing the device in their home knew that the vacuum was taking pictures and sending it back to analysts. Of course, the article also points out that iRobot did not provide any of those human beings to confirm that they knew pictures were being taken, and it also doesn't really justify why those images were ending up on social media. Just be careful with things that have cameras and microphones. I mean, I've got my cell phone. I know that's always watching me. And of course, I've got my webcam, and who knows how often that turns on without my knowing it. The point is, we don't have a lot of digital privacy, and that kind of sucks, but I don't think that me complaining about it on YouTube is going to change anything, is it? In New York City, 30-year-old Shanice Aviles has been charged with burglary after allegedly breaking into Robert De Niro's home and trying to steal presents from underneath his tree. Police found the real-life Grinch in the building after watching her enter through the basement, and De Niro reportedly found the woman after hearing a noise in his home. De Niro had no comments on the burglary. Moving on, in Canada, a man was arrested after fighting a tree. I don't have any images or videos from the incident. It just caught my eye because I have literally seen someone get so drunk that they fight a tree. And I just started wondering, maybe that person moved to Canada. At a Tennessee Transportation Department salt facility, workers found a human heart. Naturally, police have opened an investigation since it's not common for human organs to pop up on government land. Or is it? Speaking of organs, in Italy, police used a Lamborghini to deliver kidneys to patients. We've known for a long time that Italian police had access to special Lamborghinis, but I genuinely did not know that they used them for organ transplants. That's pretty cool. In France, a hospital was partially evacuated when an 88-year-old man entered with an unexploded World War I shell stuck in his rectum. The man was using the ordnance for sexual pleasure when it got stuck. And I have to say it again. I don't care. I don't care what gets you off. I don't care how people enjoy themselves in their personal times, if you know what I'm saying. Nudge, 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 wink, wink, wink. But if you're gonna put people at risk, maybe don't do that version of your pleasure. In Colorado, the meth in the public library is too damn high. Alright, so while the headline is a bit silly and dumb, this is an actual issue that has led to the closure of one library branch indefinitely. It does make me curious about the meth content in my local businesses, since many of those businesses have had to change their bathroom policies after the influx of unhoused individuals in my area. At the same time, if I knew the answer to that, I might be less likely to go into those businesses, so maybe don't tell me how much meth I am sniffing up just by being inside of your business. Then again, if a library is getting closed, I would definitely want to see my local 7-Eleven get closed for the same thing. They've got the money to afford to renovate and clean their buildings, way more than the taxpayers are giving the libraries. Finally, in India, an LED road sign told drivers to smoke weed every day. Yeah. Owners of the sign told authorities that it was due to a glitch and that they were working with their IT department to find and fix the issue. Yeah, it was a glitch, and they need IT to help. That's it for Some Dumb News. If you made it this far, why not hit that subscribe button? If you like what I'm doing and want to support the show, give the video a like, maybe share it with your friends, and leave a comment with your thoughts down below. So last time I told you I had a couple of personal goals that I wanted to see met, and one of those goals was hit. One of my shorts got over 1,000 views, and while it wasn't the main show getting those views, I'm still counting that as an absolute win. So next I want to get up to 100 subscribers, so make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and share my dumb news stories with your friends. I'm still Sammy Davis. Thanks for watching.